What's up, guys? Welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Knight, here to give you proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. The absolute universe has started. Let's talk about it. So the very first one out the gate is Absolute Batman. We all already know how I feel about Batman, but we're going to get through this together. So, Absolute Batman 1 and 2 I'm going to cover in this video. So, the origin for Absolute Batman has changed, which is perfectly fine. It's supposed to be a different universe. Cool. I don't have to like it though. It is so odd, but it's okay. So, basically, what we have in this first issue is a group of basically terrorists called the Party Animals. And Alfred is basically like his military persona. He has come to Gotham, and he's also trying to get in contact with his daughter, but she's not responding. And then we also see that Bruce Wayne was friends with, or is friends with, and grew up with all of the people who are in his rogues gallery. So Selina, Killer Croc, Oswald Penguin, Edward Nygma, I think, as well. Wild, I tell you. So we also do get to see what happened to his father as well. They were at the zoo. He was with his father, chaperoning. His father was like chaperoning a field trip to the zoo. The zoo ends up getting attacked, and he pushes all of the kids into this area, this room, and tells Bruce, whatever you hear, do not open this door. And at the end of all that, his father ends up getting killed. His mother, though, is still alive. Now, there is a town hall meeting happening at like City Hall or wherever inside of Gotham City, and the Party Animals attack the City Hall. They shoot at Jim Gordon. Barbara, who is black, I do love that actually, is there, and she definitely looks like she is a rookie. Batman does show up and is like telling her, whatever you hear, do not open this door. Now, prior to this, the Party Animals are talking to some gang mafia people, and they're, he's like, you want to see my collection of stuff? And they're both walking past all of these faces, and he's like, yeah, those look kind of real, until he gets to a face that he recognizes. And then the lead party animal, who quite literally looks just like an alien, so does his wife and child, kill them and place their heads there as well. And they are the leaders of the Party Animals. So there's that. Now, while he is fighting the Party Animals, Alfred is there watching, and Alfred is doing his research on Batman / Bruce Wayne as well. So while he's watching this spectacle, he's definitely killing people. I think that's the one thing that I do like, is he's definitely killing these people. He uses his bat ears as a weapon, and then one of them, who's like super huge and muscular, comes up with like a fucking cleaver in his hand and is like, pick on someone your own size. And so Batman is all too happy to oblige by taking out a pole stick on a handle and taking off the bat symbol on his chest and using it as an axe. That is cool. That symbol is ugly, but that part was cool. And Alfred was like, if you were really about that, you would keep them from escaping by like blowing them up or something. And then of course he blows them up. And again, he's doing his research, and he finds out that all of that stuff that happened at the zoo, after what happened at the zoo, Bruce basically retreated into himself, and he became a fucking criminal, which, you know, he went to jail a couple of times. He has like an obsession going to the zoo because that's where his father was killed. So he goes to the zoo, leaves flowers, and he goes to visit his mom. His mom's still alive, and he tries to take care of his mom. And then that leads us into basically issue 2. Now, before we do get to issue 2, Alfred does break into where Bruce has his headquarters, and again, he's been like stalking and studying him. So he gets in there, sneaking around, but he makes the mistake of making a noise. And earlier, when him and Batman had fought, he took Alfred's gun, his favorite fucking shotgun. So he modified it to make it non-lethal, and then ends up taking Alfred's motorcycle out of there. So they have their little rivalry going on, and then at the very end of it, an epilogue over Manila, I believe, the Joker is sort of kind of introduced. Going into the second book, Batman is fighting the party animals where it looks like an aquarium. There's a lot of water, and Jim Gordon is in the hospital. Martha and Jim are friends, so she does come to check on him and see if he's okay. She talks to Barbara for a little bit before Barbara leaves, and they start talking about Bruce, and he asks her how he is, and she's like, you know, I used to know him all the time because he was always excited to talk about something, but now I don't. He's very distant, of course. So when that happened with his dad, Gordon found him in that room that he was locked in, covered in bats. Covered. After that, he definitely became withdrawn when his friends, Ozzy, Selena, Edward, all of them, like when they all came to like check on him and stuff and hang out with him, he didn't want to hang out with them. He ended up throwing his science fair medal, or his science medal out the window. He was withdrawn, and rightfully so, because his father died protecting him at the fucking zoo. So they do get into his background a little, where he is playing cards, and they've been trying to get him into a card game with them for a really long time. Selena's not there. They kind of talk about her, and the last they heard, she was just out of the country. So but they're very excited and happy that Bruce showed up. He brings one of the party animal heads to the card game because all of them are scientifically inclined. So, you know, he's asking, so he's like, you know, what do you think, Oz? Oz is like, the fuck are you asking me for? I don't know. They start talking about Jim and all kinds of stuff like that. Then Batman goes investigating, and one of the leader of the party animals is like, oh, hey, this is a trap. And he does get attacked by them, and he runs into Alfred, and Alfred's like, look, hear me out. Let me help. And he's like, totally, you can, you know, fall behind. And they end up escaping on this gigantic bat truck. And that's how that went. So about these two issues, I like the second issue more than I like the first one. The change in that is okay, I guess. Where he died is okay. The whole thing about him with the bats is interesting because then he became obsessed with bats after that. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. As it stands currently, I love Absolute Wonder Woman, and I'm liking Absolute Superman. As for Absolute Batman 1 and 2, I don't know yet. We shall see. The artwork is a little off to me. His build as Batman as opposed to as Bruce Wayne is so off. The artwork is still okay. I just want to see how the story develops. So, but that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office, and I will see you guys at your next checkup.